Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's alleged new boyfriend, is evidently reaping the rewards of what the media has called the Taylor Swift effect. It looks like the ratings for the games she attended on Sunday were record highs among female demographics. 12 to 17, 18 to 34, 18 to 49.
She crosses generational boundaries.
She's bringing women into the NFL. They finally care about football like the NFL always wanted.
Husbands everywhere are pissed because they just want to be left alone on Sunday.
And also, Travis Kelce's jersey sales have spiked because of Taylor Swift fans, I assume.
400% spike, which we're going to see all at the thrift store when they break up.
Yeah.
So you guys just hold off on buying it. You'll be able to get one.
I said yesterday it's cringe when a girl changes her entire look and her entire personality and her interests when she's in a relationship with a guy. But it's even worse to change your personality after somebody else's relationship. Like, that's really another level of crazy to me.
Yeah.
I think, like, this football player, Travis, I think this guy's probably going to be good for Taylor Swift. She's been dating, like...
He's said to have, like, family values. And
well, I mean, she's been dating, you know, like, all musicians. Like, all musicians.
Well, who was before... Joe Alwyn was an actor. He's not a musician.
Oh, okay. All right,
to be fair.
That
was her fiance, right? They were engaged.
Taylor Lautner was an actor and not a
I imagine Taylor Swift being with a fairly masculine kind of dude will be kind of good for her.
He's not all that masculine,
He's a tight end NFL player.
He just did a Pfizer ad where he's like, guys, you can get your flu shot and your COVID booster at the same time.
Okay, just
like,
because he did a Pfizer ad doesn't mean he's not masculine. Like, you can have bad ideas.
It does. It does. You're wrong on that one, Phil. You missed on that one.
No. Just because he did it, just because he has bad opinions or he's bought into like it is a literal endless propaganda stream. Like, we are outside of that because of, like, our, you know, who we associate with. Your average person has this stuff shoved down their throat
by Travis Kelce.
Well, but
who was a shill.
You don't think that he gets it shoved down his throat too? You think he's just like...
He did it for the money and he's a fraud. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Apparently, the media thinks there's a dark side to all of the conversation around will they, won't they, with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
They don't like it because he's a dude.
He's
doodly dude.
Red-haired feminist at CNN wrote an opinion piece saying the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce narrative has a dark side. She said the way sports media has handled the news about their potential relationship has revealed a lot about the way heterosexual male entitlement still permeates so much of our mainstream culture.
Who wrote this?
Her name is Frankie Della Cretas.
And she has fire truck red hair. No surprises.
There's a photo of her right there. You can see her in the little itty bitty photo. She's she looks awful.
Oh no! Okay, there you go.
And she says Swift has been incredibly vocal about how much she dislikes when people speculate about her dating life. Even if she does dislike all of the media speculation about her love life, there's no way you can argue she does not benefit from it.
She doesn't get her. She has no right to capitalize on it and then pretend like she's offended by it. She doesn't have a right to that.
But multiple times throughout the years, she has said, like, I reveal as much as I want to reveal about my personal life through my lyrics.
But you don't get to control what people say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the way that a lot of interviewers handled it that bothered her, not that the media in general talked about it. But this feminist writer has taken it upon herself to fight for Taylor Swift's privacy.
As soon as I saw that
because
picture,
it's totally her business. And she's kind of part of the problem just by making this piece in general.
By being in the media.
Yeah. So she said that this is really a bunch of male journalists patting some dude on the back for getting with the hottest girl in school, even though that girl hasn't so much as glanced his way or expressed any interest in him. I mean, they did go on a date and then go to a dinner date and then leave in a convertible, but like, I mean, I wouldn't consider that just like friend activities.
Yeah.
She is like hanging out with his mom.
Yeah.
That does seem like a dating
the mom
level
thing is really
activity.
what does it.
Yeah.
She
was chilling with Donna.
In the chat, I do like this. It says, why are you guys obsessed with Taylor Swift? I find Taylor Swift particularly fascinating because of how much influence she has on the culture right now, especially when it comes
The show's
to
called Pop Culture
the,
Crisis.
But like yesterday, we talked about how she had her one tweet got 35,000 people to register to vote. And you should care about that. And people are like, they won't vote anyway. They're lazy. I'm like, even if only 1% to 2% of those people vote, that's that could move the needle in a close election. So you should worry, or at the very least, you should be interested in how somebody who has gained this much cultural influence over a period of time has gotten to be where they are and what they represent to where the culture is going in this country. For her, I think she represents a lot of the cultural inability to settle down.
I think
in a way.
she is a tastemaker for women, maybe at this point more so than the Kardashians, and that is something to pay attention to.
And has managed to portray an image that is more accessible than the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Even if she's just as rich or
and
almost
more
just as
accessible
rich.
than any other pop star as well. Like her fan base is bigger than Ariana Grande.
There's a $20 one there from Omni Travis.
Hi all, did someone send you one of those backplates, Phil? We were talking about it, LOL. On another note, I successfully modded my arcade one up. Now it has about 30 arcade games and I can load it with, I don't know what that is.
ROMs.
Keep up the awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I am not going to be replacing the backplate on any of my guns with anything silly.
There you go. Yeah, for somebody like her, she everything she does, she influences the culture in some way, shape, or form. Whether we're talking about a dude who's watching a 400% spike in his jails, she could just become a professional girlfriend. Like if she could literally like if she's like, look, I mean that was a thing
you
in
can
Hollywood.
hire me to revamp your PR
to raise your profile, right? Like, oh, do you like? It used to be if you were a failing artist, you had to die for your record sales to go through the roof, or for your art to finally sell.
I wonder like how much money did Maddie Healy make off of dating Taylor Swift for like 2 months?
She doesn't even need to go out with you for an extended period of time or even see you all that often. Just the rumors of it are enough to raise your profile and make you a crap ton of money. If I was a mid-level pop star, a male mid-level pop star who was looking to elevate his profile, I would get my unscrupulous manager to approach her unscrupulous manager and be like, can we have them go to an event together?
I can't
Not say
imagine
dating.
what that would cost.
I'm just saying, you got to spend money to make money.
That is what a lot of people are speculating about here, since they haven't confirmed one way or the other if they're a couple. Is this just a PR event that's been organized from the outside?
I don't know.
And I don't actually think it is. I don't think that's likely. According to this author, she's actually a victim in this situation.
Oh, yes, a very big
It's
victim.
happening to her. She is
The
not
most
an active
powerful
participant.
woman in the world.
It says, all of this matters because boys and men are consuming this content and internalizing the message it feeds them. They're learning that if you're just persistent enough, you can wear a woman down and eventually she'll say yes.
I hate that woman.
That narrative is reinforced by romantic comedies. That's actually true. And we were talking about that before the show. That usually if a guy is like creepy stalker levels of persistent in a rom-com, he will still get the girl.
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
not a great message to send guys.
Persistence used to be something that was valued.
Yes,
when they kept you don't just shoot your shot once.
Women used to say no first.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, it's like
And
if a
women
girl
stopped being honest about what they wanted.
if a girl likes a guy, they fall on their back with their legs open automatically, like instantaneously.
What do you think of the locker room talk of the sports media making vulgar comments about Taylor Swift?
I think it's perfectly fine.
And I think it's just done to raise the profile of the sports media company so they can appeal to new audiences. Like I said, now I'm getting inundated with female sports influencers and female sport, like women talking about football and stuff like this. And all those sports media companies have gone out of their way to hire pretty women who like football because men like it when pretty women understand the sport and talk football, and it becomes more accessible for women if they see women talking about it. This hits perfect into a market that's willing to spend money.
That is interesting. Why do guys like for women to like the things that they like so much when girls don't care at all? Like, there are not male pundits that are hired to talk about the shit
Makeup.
that women care
Yeah.
about. Like, they do not care if a man likes what they like. Men really, really want women to like the shit they like, and I don't get it.
There was a meme I sent somebody yesterday. So it was a woman says like, ladies, I need you to understand that when a man sends you a 5-minute YouTube video, that is a great sign of respect in their culture.
That's a massive sign
When
of respect.
the meme is that they show you their entire camera roll.
Yes.
It has happened to me.
Or
before.
the
5-minute video thing it speaks because that's saying that I respect your intelligence.
yes.
Thank you.
Party, thank you. Here's a $20 one.
Yes. Exactly. Ha.
Okay, Benrick5 said, Phil, let your anger flow through you. Destroy this reporter down and your journey will be complete.
I mean, I really, really, really find that kind of attitude absolutely disgusting and extremely, I don't want to say offensive. I just have nothing but contempt for that woman.
And I never had like great interest in like skating, which has always been the most important thing to me. I never felt the need for any girl that I've ever dated to take an interest in that. Now, TV shows that I love, movies that I love, I absolutely went out of my way to be like, you gotta watch. Like, and then in that, maybe that's why Barbie created such a visceral reaction in me. The scene where the guy's like mansplaining The Godfather. I'm like, I was not mansplaining. I was attempting to share with you something that I am passionate about and would hope that you could find some type of enjoyment as well. Right? Like but that's being framed as like a bad thing. Maybe because women don't expect men to take an interest
Because
in their
feminists are
stuff.
idiots and awful. That's why. Because feminists are idiots and awful.
Like women that see men in their space. Like if we're talking makeup, the men that are going to be in their spaces are likely gay men.
Yes,
right?
they are.
Whereas men that see women in their spaces, they're likely going to be straight women.
There are
So
no
there's a
like
difference there?
hunky heterosexual dudes that are in women's spaces talking about the things that women like. I never see that
Yeah. I can't think of anything.
because I don't think that that's really something they care to see.
Yeah. Or they just, or
They just
maybe
want to
men.
kind of talk
women-
amongst themselves
Do women
about
want men in women's spaces, particularly?
what?
Do
Do
women
women
want
want men-
men to be in their spaces? Do women
to the
want
extent
men?
that those men are able to pretend to be women. Yes.
Well, I mean, because I feel like women want. I feel like women want men, like normal women want men to be men, right? Like they want men to, they want men to understand them, and they want healthy relationships, but they don't want men to be women.
I guess that's why it comes off as phony when some women intrude upon men's spaces and try to talk about the things they're interested in.
Well, they get called pick-me's.
In a way that's like pick me or insincere, but sometimes it's not insincere and they get called a pick me anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I feel like women are more accepted in men's spaces than men are accepted in women's spaces.
yeah, that's what I
and I'm
was
talking about
pointing
men,
out.
not trans women.
Yes, that is what I was pointing out because I don't think that women have any interest in seeing straight dudes talk about their interests.
Doesn't it make them seem less manly? Like if you're a dude and you're like trying to.
But what does it make a woman seem like? Less womanly?
No, it makes it seem like she's trying to attract a man.
So why is it that when a man talks about something that women are interested
Because
in,
men
it
and women are
doesn't make
different.
him less manly?
Because men and women are different.
I'm just trying to unpack it.
There's
a lot to unpack there.
A man being a man is like a man. When you're a masculine guy, anything you do that takes away from your masculinity is or makes you seem less masculine is unattractive to a woman. A woman that is trying to seem attractive to a man will do things that or will at least show interest in things that men are interested in because men are interested in things. Men do things. Women women have value in the fact that they're women. Men have to do things to have value.
That's a good point. I think we kind of veered off from the subject at hand, though.
Probably.
If we want to get back to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She allegedly had her team write her extensive, detailed notes on
this.
the Kansas City Chiefs so that she could be prepared for the game.
I love the idea that she needs a briefing.
And it's written in the handwriting of a 12-year-old girl.
I love it. Here, let's watch this video. I'll zoom in here.
This is from a gossip channel on Instagram,
Yep.
so who knows if this is real or not.
Andrina
but-
in the chat sent this to me yesterday. Let's watch this really quick here.
Chiefs notes, smiley face.
Is it not? There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to pause, but you can see everything that says, like, it lists like famous players, and all this stuff.
Dress code.
Dress code. Chiefs are owned by the Hunt family. Typically, when the
Yes.
Chiefs score, like, you can't see the whole thing here. National anthem. It's just really funny that she's so famous. She needs somebody to give her a briefing before she goes and does anything.
A woman who claims to be Travis Kelce's publicist went in the comments and said, "This is not true. I am his publicist, and that is not hers." I don't
Okay.
think anyone's claiming that she wrote it, though. I think she just had
They gave
someone
it to
who
her.
works for her
Yeah.
research for her, which I
love it.
guess is endearing.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm going on a date with this guy who plays football. Quick,
I need to
get
know,
on that.
I need the elevator pitch on why I should.
I need
care
a
about
rundown
football.
on that by tomorrow."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What's a rundown?"
But not just that, ladies and gentlemen. She's affecting other causes as well, because a Native American organization has asked Taylor to help end the tomahawk chop.
They
This is
said,
real bad.
"We remain hopeful that an outside influence like Miss Swift could be an ally for us in moving the conversation forward on why the chop is a racist act. To us,
Racism.
that hand gesture is synchronized racism. We implore Miss Swift to take the time to understand our perspective and the scientific and psychological research into the harm to youth and communities caused by such behavior."
So apparently, from what I was reading earlier, because I'm from Minnesota and we played the Atlanta Braves in the 1991 World Series, and it was a battle of Homer Hankies versus Atlanta that also, not just the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Atlanta Braves also do the tomahawk chop. And I never once thought of it as something racist, but of course that could just be me being a straight white dude. Maybe I just
Because
I
you're
just-
privileged
maybe
and
I
you
just-
don't have to
maybe
think
I-
about that.
Maybe
and
I
you're
just
going
don't
to
need go.
hell.
I'm going to hell. That's exactly right. But Rob, like the head of the Major League Baseball Association, he defended this at the 2021 World Series, where the chop once again came under fire for its racist undertones and connotations. But I think it's just one of those things where you're never going to be able to get rid of it unless you change the team name. Right? Like
And then the fans will just be rightfully so resentful of the fact that you changed their team.
It's just really funny reading this article from 2021. It says, the Braves name and the tomahawk chop have long garnered criticism from Native American groups and tribal communities. They don't point out, and if you do look in other articles, that there's combating ideas on this from both sides. You know,
Literally
there are
every
people that-
photo of the protesters shows people who are whiter than Elizabeth Warren. So I don't want to hear it.
I take issue with groups trying to leverage someone's power to get them to use, to forward their what really amounts to a niche political perspective.
Well, I mean, they got the Redskins to change their name.
Stupid.
The Cleveland Indians are now the Guardians. The Redskins are now the Commanders, I think.
If Taylor Swift if I were her, I would throw on a traditional headdress, and that would be
That
the
would
thing.
be
that
a
I would
your
do.
nightmare.
So
every
this is
time
wrong, but
I'm in
Elizabeth
public.
Warren is okay. Make it make sense, they say. But it's sad because, like, to me, they're like, these things were born out of in a time when the culture was just more unified and people just didn't notice. I do have to have there's almost like an insane amount of like self-awareness that Taylor Swift has to have. If you watch this video where the person next to her is doing the chop and she's just kind of not doing the chop.
Yeah,
'cause
look
I'm
at the
sure-
video. Play the
I would
video.
imagine that she was briefed.
She
They're like,
just started.
"Don't do
She
the
started
chop."
Should've done the
dancing,
chop.
like nondescript dancing.
She totally should have done the chop.
She's like, I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna just drink my drink and mind my own business.
She totally should have done the chop.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of her security personnel because they started doing sign language at her.
Well, I don't know if
the end of
the
the video.
lady was. I didn't look at it earlier. I mean, maybe, but yeah, just crazy to think that like this group is now just like, look, will you leverage your platform because you happen to
Not will you? They're not asking.
Yeah.
They're telling her if she doesn't, they're gonna call her a racist. They're gonna say that she's a bad person because she didn't. So it's not even about like, it's not like a hey, would you help us out? Blah blah blah. It's a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's saying that if you don't do it, you're a bad person
Yep.
by default, which is a scary world to live in now.
It's
Where
the same thing that they're doing. What that reporter was doing to Dave Portnoy.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing. And that's that's a big problem is people give into this stuff and then you end up with, a situation where organizations will try to leverage racism to get you to support their cause for free.
I noticed that the Chiefs have been left, for the most part. They mentioned this in the article, that the Chiefs have escaped criticism. Chicago Blackhawks have not had to change their name or uniform, I don't believe. So a lot of this goes back to, like, I talked to a friend of mine who is Native American, and I asked why. I asked him, I said, why is it that the Fighting Irish was not, that Notre Dame, why is that not offensive, but it is for some of these colleges or schools that had Native American names? And he said the idea is essentially that, look, those were schools started by Irish people, so it's different if the group that started it, that named it, was also Irish, as opposed to that was his understanding of it, or how he felt about it. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.